chemistry can be so misleading. You don't have chemistry. It's just a good boss and employee relationship. If you cross your boundary, you will lose that job. I'm not even joking. Between you and I, you will lose that job if you cross any boundary. What to do? What to do is to focus on your work. What to do? This is why people don't even like to have PAs of like opposite gender. Because what do you mean you have chemistry? No, you have physics, you have biology. I don't even know why I started with this. Anyways, thank you. It's such a privilege to give you advice. Hi guys, welcome back to Talk the Talk podcast with TheOluwaseyi. Oh my god, it's been a while I said that. I actually miss saying that. It's been like 2 years. I mean, like, who takes like a 2 year break from filming a podcast? I don't know who does that, or even me, I don't know the person. But apparently the person is right in front of you guys. And of course, I'm going to give you a mini explanation because in fact, people are not here for explanation. In fact, people have told me to avoid the urge to shalaye, right? But quick one, right? We were trying to transition. Me. The podcast was just in audio, on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. And I thought, we'll generate a lot of traffic if I start making like short clips on the internet, like Instagram and TikTok. And I started doing that, and that blew up. And for some weird reason, I forgot the first love that actually took us to that place. I didn't forget. You know what? It doesn't matter. Now we are here, right? And we're back. And we're going to try to give you guys episodes as much as possible. In case you are thinking, what is this podcast about? Thank you. Good question that you have asked. What is my page about? I'm joking. Actually, I'm humble, guys. Subscribe. Make sure you subscribe and make sure you rate this podcast on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, wherever you're listening. Okay. I mean, I'm here to talk about everything and anything, to be honest. I'm quite opinionated and I just want to talk about everything I feel like talking about and without restriction and just talk for as long as possible. I mean, I like to describe myself as someone that talks a lot. People don't believe it, but I think I'm also a little bit introverted, right? Sometimes my social battery dies, but when I'm by myself, I can talk. And you know what? For someone that talks to themselves, it's all right that I'm talking by myself here because I'm talking with you. So we're having a conversation. You can respond wherever you are, Mom, where I can listen. I can hear you. Okay, life updates. I feel like 2025 has been going really fast. I don't know if anyone can relate to that, but for me, it has been going really fast because I was just like, we're in June. Just yesterday, we did like crossover service. How come we are in June already? Like, it's a mystery how fast this year went. To be honest, I was a bit surprised, like, oh my God. But I think it just like put me in the place of, okay, there's no time. Anything you want to do, start. And I've said it before, start. Don't start illegal things. So because somebody says start now, you will not say start. I will not give statement for you in the station. But like those things that you like set out to do, like whether you're waiting on like the perfect conditions, my word for you is to start, right? I have started. Another thing, to end some things. This year I ended a 2 year long situationship. And before you judge me, I want you to just look at yourself first and ask yourself if you are better than me. Don't answer that. But the thing about situationships is that you don't really know when you are inside them, right? It's not like something that you enter like knowingly, like, oh, I know, okay, now I'm entering. No, you just find yourself and say, I'm not in a relationship with this person. And it's a situation, right? Because I cannot claim you, you cannot claim me, but I'm not allowing myself to. I say, you know what? It's time to end it. And that period ended. Trust me, it was very painful. I cried. I was just say, God, heal my heart. Holy Spirit, heal my heart. See, and God actually heals hearts. That's one thing I've learned in this period. As as much as a lot of things have happened this year, one of the things I really experienced is healing to my heart, healing to my soul, because God really, really did heal my heart, to be honest, to be able to love the way I even love now and just love with reckless abandon, not remembering the premium shege that we saw a couple of months ago. And the way God heals, like, right? He just like wipes everything. It's so magnificent. Oh, that word sounded deep. But it's so beautiful to see. And so back to it. So basically, and work has been good. Ministry has been really good. God has really like molded me, or God is really molding me rather into like the woman that I heard that I was gonna be like years ago. Who would have thought, in my own mind, I didn't really think that I'll be where I am today. But look at me now. Jesus, yeah. Anyways, let's get right into the episode. So I posted on my story and on my channel that if you have any dilemmas, any question, anything that you need advice on, let me know. And in the intro episode or some other episodes, we'll address it or answer them and all of that. But I didn't really take a lot of questions. In fact, I'm only answering one particularly because this is an intro episode. I don't want to like bombard you guys too much, but we're going to answer it, and I'm going to answer it because I read it. It was very interesting amongst the other ones. Don't worry, the link will be uploaded, and then I will answer as much as possible next week. Right? So, wow. This dilemma is very, very funny, but I'm going to read it. So, hey, well done on the podcast. Thank you so much. Thank you. I received a lot of congratulatory messages, and I just want to say thank you guys. It's a huge milestone for me to be doing this. Trust me, I'm still figuring out a lot, but what did I do? I started like that. Anyways, I need your advice. I recently took a job as a PA for my boss, okay, who is a single young guy. I don't like where this is going. I don't like you who don't understand boundaries, but yeah. Lol, I can tell. I don't, sorry. Who is a single young guy. I can tell we have some chemistry. The thing is, he has a fiance, although they are long distance. Don't know what to do. I should have read that thing well because I didn't read it well. Oh my god. I'm sorry. You recently took a job as a P. I wish you told us how long you took this job because they will still sack you. No, they will still sack you. Like, I'm not even joking. Between you and I, you will still lose this job. With a single young guy, I can tell we have some chemistry. No, physics. You have some physics. If I go to the grocery store outside, in fact, there's this guy that sells shawarma not far from my house. The way he greets me, we have chemistry. And maybe I should become a shawarma seller too. Anyways, I can tell that we have some chemistry. The thing is, he has a fiance. Although, the last part that you answered, okay, I don't know. Oh, your question, they are distance. I don't know what to do. Okay, that's the one. You don't know what to do. Okay. Wow, what a privilege. I'm so honored that you have come to me for advice. I actually am going to give you tangible advice. I'm going to give you two advices. Advice? Whatever. Pick is up to you, right? Which one you want to take. I'll give you one, I'll give you two. So I'm going to give before you life and death. You're going to choose one, whichever one you want to follow. Follow it. The first one is you're not okay. No, no, no. I'm trying to be good. No, I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to be nice. No, try again. What to do is to focus on the job that they hired you for. What to do is actually to focus on the job that they hired you for. You don't know there's unemployment in the land. Like, you don't understand that there's unemployment because it's like the job. You don't understand that you said I just started the job. What did you say here? Wow. You know what? First advice. Oh, in fact, I said two. So maybe it's three safe. Okay, let's say two. First of all, focus on the job that you were hired to do. Yeah, I highly recommend that you focus on it. There is no other thing that brought you there to that office, wherever it is. There is nothing there. It's the job. So focus on it. See, the thing is like chemistry can be so misleading. You don't have chemistry. It's just a good boss and employee relationship. If you cross your boundary, you will lose that job. Oh. I'm not even joking. Between you and I, you will lose that job if you cross any boundary. What to do? What to do is to focus on your work. What to do? This is why people don't even like to have PAs of like opposite gender. Because what do you mean you have chemistry? No, you have physics, you have biology. I don't even know why I started with this. Anyways, thank you. It's such a privilege to give you advice. Number two, do that thing you want to do. Do that thing you want to do because between you and I, you know what you want to do. Because sometimes when people write and you're like, oh, give me advice, you already know what you want to do at the back of your head. But I want to tell you, do that which you want to do. That's my second advice. Do what you want to do. Yeah, I say you should do it. There is no, no. You have a extra job somewhere now. I say do that which you desire. They will suck you. Eh? This is not funny. This is not funny. Number three, which is like, what are you doing? Like, do a self reflection. Like, what exactly are you doing? Like, come on now, be serious. This is a workspace. Like, there should be boundaries, right? And I believe that you may be misinterpreting some signals, right? It's just the same way, like and I'm going to digress a bit, but like maybe like a guy is just nice to you out of the ordinary, and then you just start thinking that there's some string attached or like he feels a particular way about you. That's not usually always the case. Some people are just nice. Some people just have good home training. Maybe he has sisters. Like maybe because he said, okay, he paid for your lunch, or he said, okay, just follow me for lunch. And just with the fact that you're even saying that his fiance is long distance, that does not mean anything. I'm telling you, we all need to have that system where when we see that somebody is taking, we take like 15 steps back. Not like we can still be looking at the possibility of us entering a picture. No. In fact, this even shows that you're not very professional. And to be honest, you need to do a self reflection. But like I said, I know that after all this things that I've said, the one that you want to do, you still do it. So, it is well. Other dilemmas next time. Right. Wow. Sister, well, okay. I did not ask for your name. There is no name there. But come on now. Chelsea, come on now. Should be wiser than this. Anyways, that's it for today's dilemma. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but maybe other episodes will answer more. I mean, this was like one of the interesting ones that I saw, and I think that's probably why we decided to just like answer them and just like dwell on them a bit. But let's move on. I've been thinking about something that has been trending these days, propaganda that I will not fall for. And I've written down two propagandas that I will not fall for, relationship wise and faith wise. So, the first propaganda I will not fall for, and I'm just going to start strong, is you can love someone and cheat on them. Ah, the thing is, I saw this argument on Twitter and I was like, you can love someone and still cheat on them. Of course, it was by a man. Men are the ones that like to give us these hot takes on how you can love somebody and cheat on them. Wow. Love without respect, self control, or honor isn't love. It is a thing of convenience. You can love somebody and cheat on them. You get it, man? The only reason why some of you stay there is maybe because you guys have maybe some things that you people still own with that person. Because any love that lacks self control, that's not really a love. That's not really a love. Eh? Nah, 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 nah. Love is loyal, low. So all this thing that somebody can love you, and I will never fall for that propaganda. No matter how long you guys try to say it, this I will never fall for it. It is not normal and it is a lie. Because if men can do it, women can do it too. But if women are not saying that they can love you and sit it on you, then my dear, then they don't really love you. See, it depends. Maybe what's the essence of the love? Maybe the love is like, let's say there's like a what do you call that thing now? Empirical glass. I don't know, whatever in chemistry that they put something inside. And let's say it's at 100 ml. So maybe your love is at 50 ml. That's why you can cheat. But if your love is at 100 ml, like you really, really love the person, like make it make sense. How on earth will that be normal? Like it's not adding up. And so this is a propaganda I will not even fall for. No matter how much no matter how much the internet tried to push this propaganda or this idea, because I remember I'm digressing. I had one ex like that. That guy, God bless you wherever you are. That guy was a cheater. And I remember that one day, after I had a conversation on like how his cheating is and what's your problem? Like, what is it? What's your problem? Kini kontoshe. Oh, sorry, not Yoruba. What exactly is the issue, right? And he goes and tells me like, even his dad is unfaithful to his mom and his mom stayed. And like, it's just like, see your smelly mouth. Look at what just came out of your mouth. Like, but you see that this thing is like that ideology that they have impacted and they have passed down to generations upon generations. Because that your excuse does not even make sense. He was giving me one story about how his daddy gave money to. You know what? It doesn't even matter. Thank God in retrospect, I think that for that relationship, I needed to get to that place. So like, there is better love outside. Oh. And sometimes some of you need to realize that they love you at home. Because sometimes the reason why you are staying in some places is because you don't know that there is love at home. But I'm here to let you know today that, to be honest, between you and I, there is love at home. So this is a propaganda I am not falling for. The next one that I wrote here is that, I can go to the club on Friday and go to church on Sunday. It's okay. You see, this idea that we can do two-sided Christianity is very interesting. And one thing I have personally observed is that many of us lack consecrations. And what that is that for some believers, you don't realize that there's some places that you're not supposed to go to. Like you're still in that place where you're still asking, should I go to this place? Should I not go to this place? I'm here to tell you that you have been called to be set apart. Come out from among them and be ye separate. That's what the Bible says. So like the fact that you still think that I still need to be part of that means, honestly, and I don't judge you, but there's a work that needs to happen in your heart. Like you need to, because you still enjoy those things. Like you need to come to those places, that place rather, where those things no longer entice you. Like, you get what I mean? And quite frankly, what are they doing there? There's so many spirits in that atmosphere. So many spirits are moving and moving. And look at you, just a open vessel to accommodate everything and anything. And you know, the people that the devil like the most are people that are in the middle people. Because you are in the middle, you don't belong to this side, you don't belong to that. So when they are looking for who to do sacrifice, it's you that they will carry. And honestly, I believe that you deserve better. I don't think that any of you should be used as sacrificial lamb. It's not a funny thing. It's not it's not a funny thing. It's not even a thing for cruise. Please, please, please. So I don't fall for this and I will not fall for this. But let's get back to, something a lot deeper, honestly, is that this is something that I hear a lot, a propaganda I'm not falling for. God only helps those who helps themselves. This is not Bible. This is not the Bible. There is this quote that people say, heaven helps those who help themselves. If anybody ever says that next to you, tell them to open it for you in the Bible, because that's not in the Bible. He does not exist. It is not in scripture. The idea that heaven or God in his infinite mercy will only help you when you help yourself. So why are you asking for help? No, why exactly are you asking for help? And even the scripture that they like to quote where they say faith without works is dead. Contextually, it was talking about the works of good deeds. Not even the fact that you have to do something. And this is not to sponsor or encourage laziness. Don't get me wrong. I would never do that. Because me, myself, I'm very hardworking. But it's just the idea that you have to help God. You don't need to help God. God does not need your help. Of course, you have a part to play. But to think that your part to play is helping God, that's a bit questionable, honestly, to me. That's a part of some kind of, I don't know where you guys picked that from, but it's a trap, and you must not believe that, because it gives that idea that I have to do something for God to do something, or I have to look this kind of way for God to do. No, 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 it's a lie. I don't believe that. I personally have not believed that, and I will not believe that. You cannot force that agenda on me. And the last propaganda I am not falling for is, you are too messy for God to use you. See, the Bible is actually full of messy people that God used. Like when you look at scripture, right? There are so many messy people that God used. And to feel like, because this is a lie that the devil likes to tell, that, oh, you need to be a certain kind of way for God to use you. It's a lie. Yeah. He is the one that qualifies the one that he calls. And so the idea that you have to be a certain kind of way, or like, okay, that your past, or because you have such, I don't know, treacherous past, whatever you're going to call it, means that God cannot use you. That's very false. That's actually very false. God can use you as you are. But the important thing is that you do remain as you are. And I used to feel like this because when I think about my salvation story, and I know that I have shared that, on my page before, where I talked about how it was actually a heartbreak that led me to God. Um, I'll give you guys just another day. But if you actually go back on Spotify, there's an episode on that heartbreak episode. But you know what? Before everybody go and look for the episode, you're not too messy for God to use you. You're not too messy. Your past is not too stained. It's not too bad. God actually wants to meet you where you are. And he can use you. He can turn that story that looks crazy, that looks bad. He can turn it all around. And that's my word for you today. You are not too messy for God to use you. And this is like real life. And one day, because I was telling somebody that I'm going to write a memoir one day, because when I start to talk about my story, my experiences, I'm a product of grace. Like the grace of God has found me, and the grace of God is sufficient for you. Did you hear that? Very, very sufficient. Very, very sufficient. To end this episode, I'm going to be talking about the things I wish I knew about love 5 years ago, and just a few things, maybe like two things, not so many things. And the first thing that I wish I knew is that you are worthy of love that doesn't confuse you. I used to think that for love to be real, it had to be complicated. And I don't know who sold me that idea. See, the world is actually selling wrong ideas. And I don't know who told me that, because I thought that that was normal. And you know what? Now, in retrospect, there's nothing normal about a confusing love. Absolutely not normal about it. Anything that is confusing, count me out. In fact, if I'm confused about something, I must have clarity. Come back, come back, come back. And bro, this thing that you said yesterday, I didn't quite understand it. Clarify, because confusion is not where I thrive. So I used to feel like, honestly, that you had to work for love. Like, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that in relationships don't require work or a certain level of commitment that you do. Yes, but the fact that you have to work for somebody to love you, I don't know. Man, thank God for the renewing of my mind, because I'm not in that place anymore. God forbid. And I think the last thing I will share is that to actually accept love, you must first love yourself. And you said the thing is, if you don't love yourself, you will accept any kind of love that comes. If you actually don't love yourself, you will think that mediocre love is the top tier. because you don't love yourself. If you're not already treating yourself nice, if you're treating yourself terribly, if you're telling yourself the worst things, when somebody tells you the nicest thing, you actually rate it. But if you're already in a place of sufficiency on your own with God by your side, not self sufficiency, but like on your own, you love yourself and you have come to that place where you realize your value and your worth. You know that you are worth something, that you matter. You can really receive love because the way I am now, the way I'm built, I know the kind of love that I deserve. I know that if I'm even seeing half of it somewhere, that maybe you were showing me for, you were not showing me for, I'm out of there. I was posting on the other day and I was like, if you started love bombing me and that love bombing stopped, rest assured, Motilo, I am gone. Yes, because you must love me totally. You must love me with the frequency that you started with, a consistent love. That's the kind of love that all of us deserve. A love that is very, very consistent. And to be honest, if it's not consistent, but you know what? How do you even know? It's because you've already been loving yourself. That the actual trick or the actual idea, when it comes to receiving love, is that you first love yourself. And you come to that place where you really love yourself. You love the way you look. You love the way you dress. You're not waiting on any other person's validation. It doesn't matter your size, your height, whatever it is. But you're like very confident in the person that you are. You don't have to reduce yourself, shrink yourself. Ah, you know, guys, I have so many dating stories. But there was somebody I was talking to one day. He's a much older guy. And he was like, men don't like women that compete with them. So you have to bring yourself down. I say, hey, I've never heard this one before. Even my male friends don't ask me to shrink myself. In fact, even like talking stages, they've never done that before. In fact, instead, they support me like, I think you should do this. I think you should like push for this. I think you should try this. If I did not love myself now, because some of you, when you need to love yourself, because if you love yourself, you will understand that the way this person is treating you is not normal. Like you deserve better. You need to be elsewhere where they are treating you nicely. But because you don't love yourself, you are staying in a place that makes absolutely no sense. You must love yourself. And I think that that's like what I'm going to leave you with today. Anyways, guys, thank you for listening to the first, or let's say the welcome back episode of Talk the Talk podcast. It's going to be a lot funner. If the English is correct, I didn't know if it's correct, to be honest. And we're going to have guests, just spice things up, have discussions. But this one, I just want to be vulnerable with you guys. Share myself with you as much as possible. So make sure you like, share, and subscribe. If you're listening on Spotify, rate the podcast 5 stars, nothing less. Apple Podcast, rate the podcast high. Come on now. We only do 5 here. We don't do anything aside from 5. Okay, I'm humble. Joe. All right, guys. Thank you for listening. Bye.